Hey, Ando again from Happy Life Martial Arts. I was just sitting here with my friend Stephan Kesting. We were talking about politics. I thought, hey, while we're here, would you mind talking a little bit about mount defense? Because I know this is probably one of the most frightening positions you might find yourself in a real life fight. So here you are. Everything went wrong in your whole day.
Yeah.
You ended up with me on top of you. That's really a bad day. What are the stupid things that people do from here that they just should stop?
Okay, number one is trying to punch their way out of here because I think my arms are a little bit longer than yours.
True.
But if I'm trying to punch you from here, you've got that extra space between your chin and your shoulder.
Yep.
So you have got more reach, and
Yep.
obviously you've got way more power because you can drop gravity,
Right.
and you can rotate your body, whereas I can just do tricep punching.
Right.
So forget that.
Don't punch your way out.
Don't punch your way out. Sometimes you see people going like, you can elbow strike to the thigh, or I can elbow strike to the groin, or I can, we talked about this in another video, tickle your way out. It's
Well,
not going to work.
it kinda works
at
now.
Very best, you might get their attention for a second, but I'm always worried that if I try and hit you in the groin, I've just escalated the fight.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're sitting here pot-shotting me, and if now you realize that I'm trying to eye gouge, well, you're in a way better position to eye gouge. So you want to be careful with that, of escalating the fight, because if we're not already a 10 out of 10, if you're just a 8
You don't
out of
consider
10,
this 10 out of 10. Is that what you just said? You don't
No.
consider this 10 out of 10.
no, because you're not eye gouging yet, or maybe you're just hitting me once in a while as a dominance fight.
Just because it's a commercial break at the Super Bowl, we're just kind of messing around. All right.
This is
Just
pretty
ask,
bad.
Gabby, I'm
This
just-
is pretty bad, but it could get worse.
Okay.
So number one, don't try and punch your way
Okay,
out.
yes.
Number two, don't try to, like elbow the thigh or elbow the groin. Number three, the standard, the classic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu strategy is to take the guy down, pass the guard, get mount, and hit me in the face until I do this, at which point you choke me,
Right.
unconscious.
Right.
So, much as I don't want to, I have to stay facing you. Those are the stupid things. Now, I've got to do a couple of things. I've got to deal with a striking aspect. We're talking about this being used in striking context.
Street fight.
Okay. There are a couple of different ways to limit how much damage you can do. You're still going to do damage. You're in a terrible position.
Right.
The odds of me coming out of this completely unscathed are low, but I want to come out of it, somewhat unscathed as opposed to completely demolished.
Yes.
So, if your hands are on the ground, you can't punch me.
If my hands are on the ground.
Right. So I want to get your hands to the ground. There are a couple different ways to do that. Number one, I can kind of block, kind of protect my face. This isn't great. I can block your thighs with my elbows. This is not a strike, this is a block. And then if I bridge, sometimes I create this lever effect where your hands go to the ground. We'll deal with how to get out of there, what to do from there in a second. I just wanted to talk about different ways to get the hand to the ground. So this is one.
Because if I don't do that, I'm going to face plant
Yeah.
and chip my teeth or
Yeah.
something ridiculous.
Another way is if I can grab. I don't want to grab high here, because if you know what you're doing, you're going to break my arm. You're going to do an arm bar. And not everybody's going to do that, but this also doesn't solve a problem even if you don't know how to grapple, because you're still going to be able to punch. Exactly. So if I can grab something and keep this elbow in, block this elbow, block this thigh with the elbow, and bridge, I can also get your hands to the ground. Another way is I sit up, bear hug, and then drive down. If you're particularly big, much stronger than me, really resisting back, I put up, I bury my face in your belly, put my feet on the ground, and then almost jump backwards.
Can you show that one again? That's pretty cool.
We're here. If I get crazy lucky, you hit your head on the pavement, you knock yourself out, problem solved. The odds of that
Almost.
happening, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000, don't count on it. The point is to get the hands to the ground.
Yes.
So we're here. Hands are on the ground, one of those three ways. What I typically teach, because it's the simplest, is I want to trap an arm. I'm going to reach up like a tie clinch, and I'm going to pull this arm onto my chest. There are tons of different ways to tie this arm up. If you don't like this, you might be able to do an overhook. You might be able to grab the wrist, pull it across, grab something here, grab something here. I want to tie up this arm. I find that this is the fastest. Got this from Eric Paulson. Here, tie clinch. Step over the foot. I've got this side of the body closed off. I'm going to bridge as high as I can, put my head to the side, and then roll. So I don't do this. If I just show this by myself, I don't do this. And I don't stay bridged. I'm going to bridge, stay high, look to the side, and then turn over here while keeping my hips high. So what that might look like, if you were mounted on me, we'll just show from the other side. I'm gonna go this way. You're up here, you're punching, I block, hands to the ground, trap, step over the foot, and come here. Now, especially in the modern context, I'm not necessarily out of the woods. So if you know what you're doing, I can get armbarred, I can get choked. There's lots of guys out there who know jiu-jitsu, so you're not 100% out of the woods, but so there's no one size fits all solution. A pretty good solution, pin the wrists on the chest. If you can't do that, so you rip your hands free, pin the biceps on the ground. Not 100% solution, but we're dealing with 90% solutions here. Stand up, back out, and keep going. So that's my standard thing. Like, number one, don't do anything stupid. I like how you asked that initially. Right?
That's how I think, stupid.
What are the stupid things to avoid?
Right.
And you're already off to a better start. Number two, how do I stop the striking? How do I get the hands to the ground? How do I get their posture forward? And that bridge and roll, that trap, bridge and roll, there are other ways to escape from mount. If you train judo, if you train jiu-jitsu, if you train no-gi, if you train submission grappling, if you train catch wrestling, hopefully you have a bunch of answers to that. Structural answers. And they're all good, but that's the one that I would start with for most people.
And if I could just ask one more thing, sometimes people aren't being struck, they feel that they're just being pinned. It's a dominating position, a sexual assault setup, something like that. Does the bump pretty much answer the same problem in that?
It can, but not necessarily. If there's a huge size discrepancy, there's a problem. It's hard to beat somebody who's 100 pounds heavier than you. There is hope, but I mean, on the one hand, well, let's go down.
Sure.
I will grant you that you are much heavier than me. You've
All
really
right.
been hitting the weights.
I had a milkshake.
You had a milkshake. If my hands are here on my chest, they're pinned to my chest, it's not so bad. What I really need to watch out for is you suddenly letting go and punching. Exactly. That kind of thing. Or trying to control both my wrists and punching. That's the problem. So when that happens, there, I bridge. So the bridge solves it in that case. Also, because my hands are together, I can grip fight. Right, I can go here, I control your wrist. Now I've got 2-on-1, and of course I'm going to try and go out, if I can, out the magic space between the thumb and the fingertips. So I'm not going to try, hold on tight. I'm not going to pull out this way. I'm going to try and go out that way. If you're holding me some other crazy way, exactly. Say you're here, well now the magic space is there. 2-on-1, push-pull. Grab, bridge. Now I go to that escape series.
Yes, sir.
Harder is when both hands are to the ground, because usually this is a big size discrepancy. The advantage here is you're not usually hitting me. You're going to probably be headbutting me if you're going to be, which isn't as common. So this is a terrible position. This is a big size discrepancy. I want to see if I can get a 2-on-1 situation. So I'm not going to, let go please. I'm not going to pec deck this in. If I was strong enough to pec deck this in, you're not strong enough to hold me down.
No, this isn't a problem.
Yeah. So if you're going there, I can try bridging out. I'm going to try bridging really hard and recognize I better get the escape down right away. Because if I do this and you let go, and then we come back here, and I don't go for the escape, and you push my hands down a second time, now you're going to be shifting your weight slightly to not get knocked over a second time. So let's assume the bridge didn't work. Let's assume that I can't pec deck, which I won't be able to. My preference here would be to bring my hands up to try and get some kind of 2-on-1 situation. I can probably go up here. The danger is here, of course, that you're going to slide your knees up and go into a high mount if you know what you're doing. So there is no great solution. I try and bring my hands together so I can get a 2-on-1. Hold it tight. So I can get a 2-on-1 and rip free, trying to go out through this space again. If you are sitting super high in the armpits there, this is a terrible position again. Lots of terrible positions today. I'm going to try and walk on my shoulders, 2-on-1, control the arm somehow. I'm using a different grip, step over, and bridge. And now, what position were we just in?
Hey, perfect.
Yeah, let's be friends.
I'll link to the other video. Hey.
So, there are some solutions anyway.
Absolutely. I hope you watch this video a second time at least to pick up some of the details there. Some of that gripping might seem a little sophisticated at first, but it's actually pretty normal once you get over the panic of it and just say, well, oh yeah, why just settle for this? I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. You have more power than you think, like in most areas of your life. Thank you very much, Stephan. As always, this is a gold mine of information. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this man's channels over at grapplearts.com, that's his website, selfdefensetutorials.com, that's also his website, his YouTube channels. There's just so much good information over there. I'm a fan. I hope you will be too. Until next time, keep fighting for a happy life.